If you're a serious cyclist, you know that recovery is everything. But what if the real key isn't just about stretching out tired muscles? What if it's about decompressing our entire system? Well, today, we're going to dive into the WAVE protocol, a really cool method that looks at the cyclist's body not as a bunch of parts, but as a fluid, connected whole.
And this right here is the core idea, a powerful metaphor from the protocol's creator, Terence Hughes. It just completely reframes how we think about recovery. The bike squishes you down, the floor opens you back up. It's really that simple, but man, is it profound.
So, let's talk about the problem here. It's the very nature of cycling. For hours and hours, you basically become a machine of vertical pressure. You're super efficient for sure, but you're also trapped in what you could call a closed-loop system. And this slide just lays it out so clearly, right? On the bike, everything is under pressure. Your spine is compressed, your hips are hinged shut. But the second you get on the floor, we flip that script. Gravity starts working for us. The spine gets unweighted, the hips can float freely, and we go from that closed loop to an open one. And that brings us to our very first goal. We have to break the cycle. The first move of the whole protocol is just to open that loop the bike locks you into.
So this all starts with our first exercise, the floor flush. And I want you to really pay attention to the language here. We're not stretching, we are literally unweighting the entire system.
Okay, get this. The crucial point is that we're thinking about our body's plumbing. It's hydraulics. Just by getting your legs up in the air, you're giving your heart a day off from that constant uphill battle of pumping blood. It's like hitting a reset button for your whole circulatory system. And the setup couldn't be easier. You just lie flat on your back, no pillow. For maybe the first time all day, your spine doesn't have to hold you up. Just let it rest. Then lift your feet up, keep your knees soft, no tension, and just begin to gently cycle your legs in the air, like you're pedaling in slow motion. But hold on a second. What are we really trying to do here? It's probably not what you think. We're not chasing a burn, we're not counting reps. The real work is way more subtle than that. And this is where the whole mindset shifts. The instruction is to not exercise. It's to feel. Can you feel the weight of the blood moving? Can you feel your hip socket floating instead of grinding? It's about learning to see it different. This is all about awareness. All right, now we're going to introduce a little bit of chaos. Try pedaling backwards. And then, here's the real challenge. Try pedaling one leg forward and one back at the same time. I bet you'll feel it. That tiny little hiccup. A moment of hesitation from your brain. That's what we're looking for. Breathe right into that little gap. You know that little glitch you just felt? That's your inner machine trying to find a gear that just doesn't exist. And in that moment of hesitation, you break the pattern. You stop being just a cyclist, and you remember that you are a fluid, adaptable system. The glitch is calling? Okay, so let's take this a step further. If the floor flush was about unweighting, this next one, the cha-cha-cha, is all about intentionally exposing the gap in our own programming. We're looking for something called the somatic gap. You know that feeling of just total awkwardness? That disconnect you feel when your brain is asked to do something just a little bit outside its super rehearsed, super specialized comfort zone? Yeah, for us, that comfort zone is the pedal stroke. And this move, this is how we find that gap. You start by pedaling to a little cha-cha-cha rhythm. Then you switch the lead leg on the third beat, and finally you add your arms, moving them in opposition and in a totally different pattern. This is designed to be confusing. So, what's happening to your body right now? If you're actually trying this, you already know. It's not smooth, it's not graceful, and that is exactly the point. The very first thing you'll probably notice is your breath. It just hitches. You might even find yourself holding it without realizing as your brain tries to throw all its resources at this confusing new task. And that beautiful, super efficient pedal stroke you've spent, thousands of hours perfecting, it completely falls apart. It turns into this jerky, uncoordinated, and let's be honest, pretty frustrating flail. What's actually happening inside your brain is this total scramble. It's desperately trying to solve this coordination puzzle, but the machine just doesn't have a setting for this. It's a full-on system overload. And that brings us to the real heart of this entire protocol. We are not running away from that moment of failure, we're running towards it. The power is in the glitch. Yeah, the crumble, that's the whole point. Let that one sink in for a second. That feeling of frustration, it isn't a sign that you're doing it wrong. It's the sign that you are on the exact right track. We call this moment the crumble. It's that precise split second when your autopilot just fails. Now, as athletes, we are trained our whole lives to avoid this moment. But here, we invite it. Because that failure, that glitch, is the magic moment your brain is forced to build new pathways. It is the start of real growth. So how do you actually listen to the glitch? Simple. You don't try to get it right. You don't just muscle through it. Instead, you slow way down. See it different so you can do it different. Search for just the tiniest flicker of coordination. That flicker, that is the wave. That's the new connection being born. And this, right here, this is the big takeaway that goes way beyond just cycling. When you hit a wall in anything, don't just push harder against it. See it different so you can do it different. So, I'll leave you with this. That feeling of the crumble exists off the bike too. It's in your work, it's in your life. Your body is waiting to be more fluid, more adaptable than you can imagine. The question is, where is your glitch calling you to grow?